Greetings everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Muhammad Fahimbinamin, and today I'm going to show you how you can calculate the area of a circle. I know this is a very simple problem, but this might be some beginner friendly problem for those who are currently learning C programming language and currently trying to solve basic problems using C programming language. All right, so let's start. First of all, let me open a C file because I'm going to solve this problem using C programming language. But obviously, as earlier, if you can understand the concept I'm going to describe here, you can apply the same concept in any other programming language you want. All right. So first of all, we need a header file. So include stdio.h and our main function, that is integer main. All right. So let's say what I actually need to calculate the value of the area of a circle. If we consider the formula, then the formula of area of the circle is like this. Area of a circle is equal to 3.1416 into r square. I mean 3.1416 is the value of pi. All right. So basically we need the value of radius from the user. So how can we do that? Let me initialize a variable for radius. Let's say r for radius, and let me take another variable pi, and I'm initiating the value for pi equal to 3.1416 because I don't want to change the value, because we know the value of pi is constant. All right, and then let me simply ask the user to pass the value for the radius. Enter the value for the radius like this, and the user will input a value, definitely an integer value, and then I need to store that value into my r variable. All right, so for that reason, scanf %d comma ampersand r, that's it. And now I'm simply gonna printing the area. But if you want, you can take another variable, let's say area, and you can calculate the area of the circle in that variable, and later you can simply print that variable. I mean print a value of that variable. But here I'm not gonna do this because I can simply do the calculation in my printf function. So why do I actually need to do that right now, right? So let's say area of the circle %d slash n and pi into r pi r square. All right, now let me simply run the code. Enter the value for the radius 575 pi r square. Let me check whether it's accurate or not. 5 into 5 is equal to 25, and 25 into 3.1416 70, sorry, 3.1416. All right, let me change the data type to double. Why double? Let me show you what I did wrong here. All right, here we see that I have initialized the value for pi with 3.1416. All right, but as I am declaring that the variable pi is actually an integer data type, then we are actually storing 3 here, not 1.1416. So whenever I am calculating the area, what I am actually calculating is 5 into 5, that is 25, and the value for pi is 3. So for that reason I am getting 75 as the output, but it shouldn't happen, right? So what I need to do, I need to change the data type from integer to double or float. Let's say I'm changing it to double so that I can consider the entire value, the fraction value. All right, so I need to change the identifier from %d to aleph, and I need to do that here as well. Now if I simply compile and run, enter the value for the radius pi, let me check whether it is accurate or not. 5 into 5 is equal to 25, and 25 into 3.1416 78.54. Cool. Now if I want that, I want only 2 digits after the radix point. In that case, I need to specify that here like that, 0.2. All right, now let me simply compile and run this code again. Right, you see that I am getting exactly 2 digits after this radix point or decimal point. All right, our code is finished. But I want to show you another thing here, that is define. We are using pi variable and we are using the value 3.1416, and we know that pi is a constant, so that we can't change, or we shouldn't change the value for pi. But let's say I'm using pi and I'm initializing the value as 3.1416, cool. But let's say, what if I somehow mistakenly change the value? Then my answer would be inaccurate, all right? So I can mark that as a final like this: define pi 3.1416. all right, what it would actually do, it will mark that 3.1416 is the exact value or the only value for pi. We can't change that letter. And here, now if I simply compile and run it, see, I'm getting the exact result. But I know that you might say that I'm not getting any difference here. So what actually happened behind the scene, right? Let me show you. Let's say I have specified the value for pi for 3.1416 in line number 2. All right. But let's say for some reason I am changing the value to like this, pi equal 5. Let me show you now what happens. You see, whenever I am changing the value of a defined variable, I'm getting an error. It's telling me that I can't change the value anymore because I have already marked it as defined. That means, as I have already defined the value for the variable pi, I can't change the value for that variable later. So in that way, I can assure you that nobody is going to change the variable's value of pi. All right. In that way, I can ensure that my area is accurate. The calculation of area is accurate. In that case, I would recommend you to use define whenever you can see or you can feel that you want a distinct variable whose value you don't want to be changed later. All right, in that case, simply use define as simply as it possible. All right, so that's it. And here's the code. Don't worry about the code. Why? Because you can you already know, right? You'd get the entire code in this video's description box. All right, so if you are new to this channel, then please consider subscribing to this channel. And I also have another brand YouTube channel where I publish Bengali content. Make sure to subscribe to that channel as well. And if you want, you can follow me in GitHub, GitHub, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I will provide all of the link in this video's description box. All right, so that's it. Thank you everyone, and I will see you in another video. Take care.